Contest a couple of weeks ago, Florida State Clemson, the only top 5 AP matchup of the season in Death Valley, and a lot of people were wondering, will Jameis Winston be able to step up in that type of atmosphere against Taj Boyd, a potential Heisman winner? And sure enough, he did. 51-14, Florida State, the win. And with that, we welcome you into our broadcast booth alongside UMass Hall of Famer Rene Ingoglia, Adam Amin. Why are we talking about that? Well, it's because Deshaun Watson, who could be the heir apparent to Taj Boyd at Clemson next year, will compete for the starting job as a true freshman. He's been compared by most of our recruiting experts, not to Taj Boyd, but more closely to famous Jameis.
Yeah, as you said, he's the #1 dual-threat quarterback in the nation. Heading to Clemson will be the heir apparent most likely to Taj Boyd, but all our experts compare him to Jameis Winston. Athletically, arm strength, his size compares to Winston. As we look at arm strength here, Jameis Winston with a long pass across the field on the money, showing you his arm strength for the touchdown. Accuracy. Jameis Winston's been very accurate this season. Here he sets up, throws a strike to his tight end, Nick O'Leary. And athleticism. We know how athletic Jameis Winston here. He escapes a sack from the Maryland defenders. Not only does he escape, keeps his head up and throws a strike to O'Leary again for a touchdown. These are all traits that Deshaun Watson has, and that's why the experts compare him more to Jameis Winston than they do Taj Boyd.
Number 14 player in our ESPN. Leave you for the time being after this final half of play and take you to the Under Armour All-America game come the turn of the calendar. 42-0 the lead for Gainesville in that opening half, back with UMass Hall of Famer Rene Ingoglia, Adam Amin. So Deshaun Watson, he's the story, #1 quarterback in the country, on his way to Clemson. Certainly will compete for the starting job as a freshman. He'll be on campus starting in January. And with what we saw in that opening half, the type of offense that Gainesville runs, you could certainly make a case that he's going to be a very good competitor come the spring for that starting job.
Yeah, if you're a Clemson football fan, if you're head coach Dabo Swinney, you're thrilled with Deshaun Watson. Absolutely. I think he is going to go there next year, and he's going to compete for that job. I mean, everything I've seen tonight has been incredible as we take a look at him in the first half tonight. Here he was rolling to his left, right-handed, throws a strike for the touchdown to his receiver, Godlock. Here on a 4th down play, watch this stiff arm, goodbye. And just uncanny running ability when he turns into a runner. And here, just a nice little soft pass with a defender in his face for the touchdown at the end.
And he did it with his feet, too. Look at our Dick's Sporting Goods untouchable moment in that opening half of play. Another 4th down play, and he uses his feet to just take off and sprint to a touchdown. Nearly 200 yards of total offense in just 24 minutes of play for the Clemson Tiger commit. So very impressive work by Watson, and we'll see how much he plays in the second half. 42-0. You'll see a running clock likely come the 4th quarter. But the other thing we always like to do on this recruiting trail is then you start to open your eyes a little bit and take a little more broad scope perspective on some of the other guys that we may talk about. And got a junior running back who's been pretty good tonight for Gainesville as well in this offensive output.
Yeah, Michael Byrd, a little small in stature, 5'5", 165 pounds, but he's a lightning bug. I mean, he does it all. He's got very good vision. Good footwork. He can catch the ball, and he runs extremely well, especially out of that pistol set. Here, nice little catch. I like how he planted that right foot, and he shows you his explosion up the field. And then out of the pistol set, just a little lead handoff. Good blocking up front by that Gainesville offensive line tonight, which helped Byrd get loose a few times. And you see how well he, for a small guy, does a nice job getting behind his pads, and that's a lead draw right there that he bounces outside for a nice gain for the young man. And just good patience there, hitting the hole in the cutback and the vision to the end zone.
You 15% or more on car insurance. And Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
That was our MVP Marcus with the game-clinching interception.
Who threw that ball?
I don't know.
That was disgusting.
I have no idea who threw that ball, as a matter of fact.
How dirty I am. Oh, my gosh.
It was a 35-21 win for our team. Myself, Marcus, our technical director, Jason, our bug op as well, Russ, one of our cameramen, Alex, one of our cameramen. We came away with a 35-21 win over his team, along with our producer, Joe McCoy, our AD,
might be the most
James.
Pathetic former NFL player ever, because I embarrassed myself.
Our graphics man, Rich Cope, who tossed an interception right into my waiting hands. By the way, this is also due to Rich. You see that right there? That's also Rich is doing because he tried to jam me at the line of scrimmage.
You guys did have 10 years on us. Let's the viewers know.
You know what? No, stop.
We were the old group.
You can use stats for anything. Yeah, you can try to back anything up with statistics. I'm going to back up my outstanding play, though, responsible for 4 touchdowns. Marcus with 5.
Marcus played great. You guys beat us fair and square.
That was really sad.
We'll have a rematch, but I haven't hit the ground that much since I was a scout team back in the NFL. I was getting just butchered today, but it was fun.
It was an outstanding game. He was responsible for about 75% of the offense tonight for this Gainesville team in a 63-0 win. He's the #1 quarterback in the nation, on his way, at least verbally, to the Clemson Tigers. Deshaun Watson had an outstanding night tonight. Welcome you back to Georgia with Rene Ingoglia, Adam Amin. There's a lot of talk about the change in the college philosophy trickling down to high school. We see it a lot with Deshaun Watson, and a guy who Dabo Swinney has already said will compete for the starting job when he comes to Clemson come January. He's already enrolled there for after his high school career is over. He can fit into that offense already because of what this Gainesville team does. He'll have a serious shot to compete for that job.
No doubt about it. You're talking about a kid that started in high school for 4 straight years.
Right.
System very similar to what Clemson runs. When he steps on campus day 1, he'll be ready to go. And we see him today, again, rolling out, showing you his arm strength, throwing a touchdown to his #1 receiver, Godlike. And I love the stiff arm here as he turns around. And he secured the ball in his left hand, which I like. Here, leading the receiver to the back of the end zone. Here was the 70-yarder. Cuts off the block and just shows you his speed once he gets in the open field. And that's really what differentiates him a lot from Tajh Boyd as well, because you don't see Tajh Boyd break runs like that. And here he drops it in the bucket, the fade route in the corner. Just a complete package is Deshaun Watson.
You saw the 4 different touchdown passes to 4 different receivers. He's done that all season. Very much a guy who spreads the ball around and makes all of the players around him that much better. You heard Rene mention it, differentiating himself from Tajh Boyd, who had an outstanding and is having and still continuing an outstanding career at Clemson, but he's going to be gone. And the comparisons, though, have always been more closer to Jameis Winston because of the athleticism, because of the dual threat capability, and all that stuff was on display tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. The arm strength, the athleticism. I mean, the only thing, Jameis Winston's a little bigger. Yeah. Winston goes about 6'5", 230, but, you know, Deshaun Watson, 6'3", 200. He's going to bulk up when he gets to Clemson. So right now, the only dissimilarity between those two is really the size. But as far as overall game, athleticism, arm strength, understanding the offense, all guns a-blazing for Deshaun Watson.
Well, it's been a lot of fun in this conference matchup in the state of Minnesota. Hi again, everybody. Alongside former UMass Hall of Famer Rene Ingoglia, Adam Amin. Jashawn Cornell, that's a name you're going to want to know for about the next 15 months or so as the recruiting process leads to National Signing Day 2015. Part of the recruiting class of, right now, several different teams. He is being really chased by just about any big school you name. 11 out of the 12 Big Ten schools have offered him. And again, just 2 games into his junior season.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's the #1 player in the ESPN Junior 300. 6'4", 250 pounds, runs a 4.69 40. Forget that overall flat speed, though. What makes him so explosive is that first step off the line of scrimmage causes unbelievable problems for offensive tackles. Unfortunately for Jashawn tonight, I think Stillwater's going to run at him between the tackles, try to nullify him with their big offensive line, and they're going to do that with their running back, Zach Knox. He's a tough kid, 5'10", 175 pounds, not overly fast, but he's a tough runner. Last year, school record, 48 carries, 280 yards. We may see 40 carries out of Zach Knox tonight against Cretin-Derham Hall.
Stillwater leads Cretin-Derham Hall 14-7 as we get set for the start of the second half. Back with UMass Hall of Famer Rene Ingoglia, Adam Amin, Jashawn Cornell, #1 junior in our ESPN 300 rankings in that 2015 class. Very active in that opening half of play and really impressive. This is why just about every big-name team that you mentioned has already offered him, and he's only 2 games into his junior season.
Yeah, a good half for Jashawn Cornell, but I like what Stillwater did. They ran the ball in, and for a rush defensive end like Jashawn, who gets upfield and causes havoc in the backfield, when you run between the tackles like that, it nullifies part of his game. But good game so far tonight for Jashawn. I think expect him to make a few bigger plays here in the second half, though.
Well, Zach Knox has actually been a huge story so far for Stillwater. 14 carries in that opening half for 71 yards.
Yeah, and like we said, a blue-collar type of back, gets behind his pads, hits the hole, and let's give the offensive line some credit for Stillwater controlling that line of scrimmage at the point of attack, letting Knox able to press the hole, get up there, not much dancing, and picking up the tough.